Why did the Ptolemy family rule Egypt? After the Macedonian general and conqueror Alexander III the Great died in 323 BC, his generals divided the spoils of the former Achaemenid Persian Empire. While the generals, known as the Diadochi, were fighting for control of Greece and Anatolia, Ptolemy I, ruled 305 to 282 BC, quietly became the king of Egypt. After he defeated another Macedonian general named Perdiccas for possession of Alexander's body and control of Egypt, he was no longer threatened by his kinsmen and was able to start a new dynasty in Egypt comprised entirely of Macedonian Greeks. Ptolemy I established many of the cultural attributes that were representative of Ptolemaic Egypt, and it was during his reign that the city of Alexandria was first built. Although he remained thoroughly Greek and never learned the Egyptian language, his coronation and some of his reign's more impressive aspects were commemorated on the Satrap Stela, which was an Egyptian language text. The stela was an example of how the Ptolemies were willing to accept some features of traditional Egyptian culture on the outside while remaining members of the Hellenistic world at their core. Ptolemy's successors would make Alexandria a cultural magnet, as it was a city where some of the greatest scholars of the Hellenistic world traveled to establish themselves in their respective fields, including history, science, philosophy, and art. Although built on Egyptian soil, Alexandria was essentially a Greek city, which was due in large part to a large-scale Greek immigration to the city during the first 100 years of Ptolemaic rule. The result was that Alexandria looked more like a Greek city with a veneer of Egyptian influence, while the rest of Egypt continued as it had for centuries. Citizenship followed the Greek model, but a tripartite legal system developed where lawsuits, marriage customs, and criminal laws were followed according to membership in one of the three major ethnic communities: Greek, Egyptian, and Jewish. Along with the political alterations the Ptolemies brought to Egypt, there were also significant cultural changes. Later, when the Romans took control of Egypt, they continued the trend, building amphitheaters and other private monuments such as Pompeii, which is dated to the 3rd century AD. Roman influence in Ptolemaic Egypt began in the early 2nd century BC. During the period, the Roman Republic was fresh of its victory over Carthage in the Second Punic War. Hellenistic successor states were involved in intimacy and fighting for control of the East. The king Ptolemy VI reigned from 18 to 145 BC. Ptolemaic Egypt became embroiled in a war with the Hellenistic successor kingdom known as the Seleucid Empire, which was led by Antiochus IV, ruled 175 to 164 BC. The war, known as the Sixth Syrian War, 70 to 168 BC, was the last war between the two kingdoms. Although the Seleucids technically won and successfully invaded Egypt and declared themselves pharaoh, they were forced to leave and went into war. According to the 2nd century AD Roman historian Antiochus IV knew better than to challenge the Romans. When the campaign going against Egypt, he conquered the northern part of the country and spent some time besieging Alexandria. When the rest sought refuge with the Romans, Ptolemy was sent to Antiochus and bade him keep his hands off Ptolemy, for the brothers, comprehending Antiochus's designs, had become reconciled. When the latter was for putting off his reply, Ptolemy drew a circle about him in the sky and demanded that he deliberate and answer standing where he was. Antiochus then, in fear, raised the siege.